What's going on, y'all? This is Jay Spivey, and you're listening to Respect the View podcast. And on today's episode, we'll be diving into celibacy dating. We actually have a special guest that's joining us from London, UK. She goes by the name of Princess. She's a host, a model, and she also does poetry. Real dope individual, great mind, and that's who will be joining me today so we can dig into this topic. Stay tuned. Hope you enjoy it. Peace out. What's good, people? It's Jay Spivey. So if you haven't heard, there's this amazing app, and it's the easiest way for you to make your podcast, and it's free. All right, so let me explain. It has all the creative tools that allow you to edit your podcast the right way, right from your phone or your computer, and it allows you to distribute your podcast to all the major platforms like Apple and Spotify and many, many more. All right? You can literally make money with little to no listeners. Like, how dope is that? All you got to do is go to anchor.fm to get started. Go check it out. I'll send a video and be like, nah, I don't accept that. I don't accept that I'm good. And that's what I'm saying. And it will depend on my day. And then I'll notice, like, some people, that's just the energy that they give off. And I'll be like, nah, I'm good. Because if the phone call is awkward after the first, 15 minutes and I go silent, I'm probably not going to talk to you again after that. If I'm trying to get to know someone, they're like, all right, what do you like? Or what are you into? What are you into? The things that I like, those are easy questions. But when we get into, okay, what's your type? Stuff like that, it's kind of hard for me because, I have everybody has their own criteria and whatnot. Right. As soon as you start naming off those things, I've noticed that a woman will tell me or not tell me something based off of what I say.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yes.
And it's just like, you're expressing your honest opinion, then they're like, oh, damn, they not going to fuck with me if I say this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I see it all the time. And it's just like, well, what you like? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's, what was I just saying? I apologize.
You were saying, no apologies at all. You were just basically saying you find it hard because the minute you get asked questions by potentials, let's just put it that way, because potentials could be anything.
Right.
You feel as though you don't really want to disclose too much because they will then kind of morph into your ideal woman where you just want them to be their authentic selves.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's where you were at.
But you said it again in a better way. But I try to, that's why I kind of just try to take a step back. And that's when it's like you said, celibacy, it does matter when it comes to things like this because of those reasons, those specific reasons. Like for me, because for instance, in my chart, I'm already the type of guy that will mold into a one. Like I see a woman and I want her. I'm gonna mold my life to be with her. All right, and where you at? All right, I'm gonna move there. All right, cool. I'm gonna get a crib. Where we gonna live at? All right, that's what I'm out. You know what I mean? And then a woman just be like, okay, but I'll start operating and just being like, all right, cool. That's us. Let me make sure. I'm doing. Pretty much just doing that male role that I'm supposed to, and I won't. That's what I'm like, it'll get to the point where I noticed in my chart when I read it, it will say that that in that sense you'll stop giving love to yourself.
All right. So what does that mean? What do you mean by
that? It pretty much means like if I'm always trying to mold myself to somebody else's life, I will never have a true identity myself. And then until I find my true identity, I literally have to. If I see something like, your chart is really specific. So I'll see it and I'm just like, okay, she a little bit older, cool. But I'm like, then I got to start going through my list. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? And I hate that. Like, I don't really like it, but.
What list?
Because I still want kids. You know what I mean? Like some of the simple things in life, I can't say it's simple, but later on, you know what I mean? Like I just, in my head, I got to already process
not whether or not I'm gonna do that with that person. Not saying nothing crazy like that, but it's like, you know, you got to answer the hard questions out of the way, or like say the hard statements and stuff like that. And I do want more kids, and I do want this, you know, or I don't want that. And I feel like when you
Right.
say it sooner, it kind of eliminates a lot of the issue. Because this is, let's just say I only want one more child, and there's a woman that's like 32, 33 years old. She doesn't have any kids, but she wants you know, she wants to try for a child. That is a scenario that I can see myself fitting.
Right. Okay. And I don't think there's anything wrong with
Correct.
that. I think people need to do more of that, to be quite honest. I was having this exact conversation with a female friend of mine literally 2 days ago. And she basically expressed exactly what you just said, that now she's taking a different approach. She's not going, before she used to be really forthcoming with exactly what she was looking for, the type of person that she is, you know, and she found that guys kind of molded themselves and presented themselves to be her ideal man just based off the information that she had fed them. So now she's just kind of in observation mode. But my thing is this: I think it's really important to be open and authentic from the beginning. It's like, to me it's like business. This is where I'm at, this is what I'm looking for. Where are you at? What are you looking for? Because exactly what you said is the scenario that I posed to her. I was like, well, you know, it makes no sense if you are a person that doesn't want any more children and you meet a man that has no children and wants 3. Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense, because somewhere along the line somebody is going to have to compromise what they want when they shouldn't have to.
They
When they
shouldn't
could
have
actually,
to.
they
Thank
shouldn't have
you
to. You
at
could have
all.
just left them alone, and they could have met somebody that would have aligned with exactly what they want. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Preach.
1,000%. I'm at a stage in my life where I don't think it's necessary to make those type of compromises. I don't think
Because those are
I
massive.
don't.
They're massive.
It's huge. It's huge. It's not necessary. There
You.
are people out there that you'll align with. You don't have to. You don't have to force it, because I find those type of things breed resentment, and that's why I'm really upfront about my celibacy. I'm like, yeah, you can take me out, but I'm celibate. Yeah, we could do this or that or whatever. We could talk all night, FaceTime all day if you like, but I'm celibate, and that's just where I'm at right now. And I haven't got a time limit on it. I'm not one of those people that have said, yeah, I'm gonna break it after 6 months or a year or 2. It's whenever I feel ready, whenever I feel the vibe. It's an organic thing. But I just want to know, like, is that unfair to like date? Is it unfair to let a man take me out? And, you know, is it unfair to accept gifts in your eyes, or when I know that I'm not really looking for, you know, anything physical at the moment, and the person that I'm seeing might? Is that giving them false hope, in your opinion, as a man?
Very interesting. I want to start off by saying I'm trying to bring dating back. I feel like everything is a go as long as it's an understanding. I honestly wouldn't see a problem with it. I think the dating is definitely easier. It's less stressful to really think about getting to know somebody when you don't have any obligations. But the problem is, my type of getting to know somebody is very unique.
In what way?
It doesn't suit right. It doesn't, you know, doesn't fit real with everybody. I definitely read into you. I pay attention to the conversation. I used to get ghosted a lot, and I feel like it was because I tried to be too deep too fast. Not okay, what's going on with your soul? Like what resonates with you, or like what do you, you know, like how are you really? You know, I'll get ghosted for asking a woman how she really felt that day. Like, nah, not no generic bland ass answer. Like, oh, I'm good. You know, I'm just being dead ass. I'm platonic, cool, comment on my stuff, say hi. People should keep it. People should know who they need to keep it friends with.
And you know what? I do get that vibe from you, from the way you manage yourself or the social media, from what I've seen, I get that energy, and I don't see it very often from particularly single men. Even men in relationships don't they don't give up that energy. There's no boundary. There's no visible boundary. I guess the boundary will be known when it's crossed, but you do assert those boundaries, which I think is healthy.
Oh, right now everybody is losing a lot of people. You know what I mean? And it's all based off of like how we communicate with each other. So I try to take a step back and try to assess how I'm verbally communicating with people. And I know I'm aggressive. So that's when I'll even tell my daughter I'm sorry, or I'll tell the mother of my child, my bad for being aggressive at this moment. This is how I'm feeling, or this is what I see, or this is how it is right now. And it's like now it's in a different place because I feel like I'm an empath, so I definitely see things through a different scope now. It hurt.
I think it's knowledge of self, and because you are self-aware, it's all learning. If you've not had that experience before and you don't know that about yourself, because I think that's part of being an empath and being compassionate, because you feel people and you're more in tune. Your empathy sometimes can work against you, because the points that people raise, they're valid, especially if they want to stay with you or be with you, so you can actually you end up sometimes putting their feelings, their motives, their sentiments first before yours, if you're not self-aware. So I think that's part of your journey, of knowledge of self, now standing in your power. So I feel that a balance, because now you're standing in your power. That's what it sounds like to me. And I feel as though now the next step is to balance it. So there's nothing wrong with, because you know what it felt like to be ghosted, you know what it felt like for somebody to be in your world and step out without any explanation,
Right.
and from the way you describe it, it doesn't sound like a good experience. So for me, rather than to give someone else that type of experience,
Right.
I personally would tell them why, but I wouldn't engage any further than that. I would be like, look, this is why, this is the reason why. And if I felt like blocking them afterwards, then I would, but at least I have offered them an explanation and an understanding as to why, because for me, that's where growth lives. If you explain to somebody why, then if there's something that they need to take from that in order to grow, they can. And sometimes a lack of explanation or a lack of understanding can stunt growth and leave somebody in a trauma cycle, so
yeah, I feel like I might have been left in like the little trauma cycle, because she definitely was trying to quote unquote help me with my inner child, and then dipped on my ass. So then operating from that standpoint, because like you said, people are human beings. So if somebody's coming into my world and they love my light, and then all of a sudden I'm being an ass to them, and it's like, well, fuck you. You know what I mean? All this hard to want. It's hard for me to want a relationship so bad, but then it's like speaking to people about it that are on a lower vibration, it definitely puts them in a mood. Like, like a well, what about me? And caught myself doing that one time, and I never did it again. And when I was pretty much, getting let go, and I was just like, I don't know what I did wrong. Boom, say things, and she would let me know. No.
So when you said, what did I do wrong, she just wouldn't respond to you?
It wasn't like not a response. It was more of like, that's not it. You're looking in the wrong place. That's not it. So it kind of gets tricky, because as an empath, that's what this was an empath doing this to me while I was becoming one.
Right.
So I'm like, I feel you. What is up? And then next thing you know, she don't talk to me for 3 days. So I'm like, this was probably the most awkward situation I've been in with a Taurus. And that's why I'm like, I don't even ever want to do it again.
Oh my gosh. So what was her reasoning? Is this the person that didn't give you a reason?
This was the person that didn't give me a reason. But as a man, I feel like I probably already knew the reason. You know what I mean?
What's wrong with being deep?
Certain things will make certain people hate you if you don't know how you feel about them yet. Necessarily aware of how deeply I wanted to go with another situation with somebody else's kid, but I felt I was willing to do it, and then may not had fully sat in my soul yet. And I feel like she was able to feel that, but I feel like I was definitely willing to compromise and to sacrifice.
Right.
And
Compromise and sacrifice what?
what I mean, for me, it would have been whatever I kind of needed to make that relationship work. If I'm being like, because I was content. You know, that's what you know, in an angry way. I've never really been interested in that. So when people try to do it to me, I'm like, that's ugly.
Yeah. I don't. That's why I questioned when you said you've been in scenarios where you've not had kind of nobody's giving you the decency of a why or letting you know their true sentiments, even if you don't get a why, just to tell, because you've been on the receiving end. Wouldn't you let someone know that, look, this is where I'm at? You don't actually have to over explain yourself, because I understand you want to protect your energy. You don't want to be talked back into anything, especially because you're aware of how you are. But simply stating, look, this is where I'm at, even if it's out of the blue, this is where I'm at, and I'm going to take some space for a while. Yeah, I'll speak to you on the other side. Is there anything wrong with that?
No, I've done it. That's what I'm like. I've done it, had it done to me, and that's what I'm like, or that's what I'm like. I've had exes come back, and then they say, and then they be like, nah, never mind, we can just be friends, and then they never talk to me again. You know, I mean, however you want to slice it, it's probably been done, and it's not that, you know, it just depends on how people take it. I definitely
Of the 4
no, it is
agreements.
agreements.
Okay, so in what way did it help you?
Let me see. Yeah, so 4 agreements. The first one, one of the first ones. Well, it's only, it's only 4. One of them was don't take anything to heart.
Don't take anything.
You gotta learn how to separate yourself from decisions that other people make, and not let them, you know, fester in your heart and make you feel revenge.
Yeah, because you can waste a lot of time and energy doing that.
Just thinking about it, you wasting pointless.
And keeping yourself stuck, really, to be honest. Keeping yourself stuck on something that doesn't even deserve your energy like that.
At all.
Like, for me, it's courtesy. It's courtesy and it's integrity. To, if I no longer feel as though I want to engage with somebody anymore, if it can't happen naturally, if we can't just have an organic split. If they're question what I mean by organic, you know, sometimes you just get busy, or you just start speaking less, and sometimes it's just like that, and the both of you accept that, oh, okay, then this relationship has taken a different course, and you're still cool. No major event has happened, you've just kind of drifted apart. But if it's a one-sided thing where one person feels differently to the other, I feel as though explaining can minimize confusion and minimize unnecessary pain by just saying, look, this is what I'm going to do, rather than you have to make a storyline or a narrative for that person for why they've done that. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
if I just stop talking to you tomorrow, you might be like, oh, I wonder if it was when I said
I've done
about
that.
my children's mum, or I want, do you know?
But doesn't
And
that
just
suck
flipping
though? It's like that's what I
mm,
mean, if you want to just general, and that's the problem. I used to really care about generally being like, you know, and it's just like that'll hold you back with some of your words. So anytime I have, that's when like, if you, that's when like you said, if you were to be like, okay, I can't really rock with him like that, his verbiage or whatever, that's all. I definitely float in and out of consciousness. every single day. Not intentionally though, but that's like just things be happening. So I just try to. That's why I meditate every day, and being man's problems. I definitely try to make them. I don't try to make them all my own, but I definitely try to understand all of them.
Right. Because I feel like there's learning to be had through somebody. I just feel like we can just learn from every situation, every scenario. It's an opportunity for learning, and I don't think there's anything wrong with if I no longer want to speak to somebody, telling them
Wait. No.
celibacy thing, and then we talked about ghosting for a bit,
Yes, ma'am.
and then so back to celibacy. So you wouldn't have an issue with dating a woman who was indefinitely celibate,
Nope.
like had no she had no time limit on when.
Whoa. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I definitely have a time frame,
What's your
but
time frame?
my time frame is based off of a woman's time frame of her not being able to have kids anymore. So, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean
Okay, that's understandable.
it's kind of legitimate. I feel like it's kind of legitimate, but I don't want to. That's why it's not extra. So I'm like, I can't date somebody that's 35. You know what I mean? He wants to be celibate for 5 years.
Oh, okay. Okay. I get you.
Then I
I'm
would
with
kind of be,
you.
you know what I mean? Then I would technically be
Right.
out of luck
Right.
in
Right.
in
Right.
in
Okay.
in in that particular case.
Right. I understand. I'm with you. Okay. So,
A type, but I try to stay away from my quote unquote karmic type.
what's your type?
Um, for some, that's like I feel like I was in the just light skin, just fair,
Hmm.
just I would call I would call them light brights.
Light brights. Oh Lord. Okay.
Just fair skin. I don't know where it came from, but definitely like my first girlfriend was was like high yellow. I didn't really know. I don't know really know where it came from. It kind of just was there, and I kind of just I just ran with it, I guess.
Right. Okay.
And I don't like it, but it definitely
You
just it
don't
sat
like
with me.
it?
No, because you would realize that the type that you really into is the type that typically got you in trouble.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Right. So
Or
that time. Hmm.
like cause the most issues, like Scorpios, for instance.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, I
Um,
don't. Mm-mm.
a lot
Scorpios
of
are
a
not.
lot of the fair skinned women that I dated that were maybe one or two was a Scorpio. Those two both were extremely aggressive.
Mhm,
or
mhm, mhm.
three, or whatever the number was, but that sign for some odd reason. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah. Why are you so
Scorpios
aggressive
are.
with me?
I don't think it's just with you. I think Scorpios are like that in general. Scorpios are a very special star sign, but yeah, I have unfortunately I wouldn't say written them off, but I'm wary of them. But back to this complexion thing. So right, so
Oh
to
snap!
this, yeah, yeah. So right, I've got two questions
Yes, man.
I want to pose to you. So obviously, as a highly melanated man, you have a very beautiful, rich complexion.
Yes,
So
man.
right, so what I've noticed is, so I'm gonna put myself in this scenario and tell you
Yes, man.
my experiences. So I'm in between. I'm not light and I'm not dark, but um I find that fair skin and mixed race men gravitate towards me more than dark skin guys. And
Hmm.
I was talking to one of my dark skin my highly melanated men friends, and I was saying to him, because he was saying to me like, he really likes this girl and she kind of looks like his ex and blah 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 blah. be fair.
Yeah.
And I was saying, do you think that this is an innate thing that we have in us, where to keep
Hey, put some shoes on. I ain't putting no shirt on though. Forget that. Yeah, nah,
nah,
not shirt.
yeah.
But I forgot what we were just discussing. So what was it about? Oh no,
I was yeah, I was just saying, in regards to types, I was thinking, is it
be black. I don't really care what shade she is.
I'm light? Do you know what it is? I don't think I'm light. I don't think I'm light. I really
Well,
don't. Am I in denial?
no. No, if you don't think you like, you don't think
Nah, I
I
don't.
don't
Do
think
you
I'm
know
that dark.
what?
But then I stand in the sun for a couple hours.
Yes. Do you know between conditioning and a preference?
Uh,
How do we know the difference?
oh man. Oh, that I feel like that goes into one of my posts that I had posted when I was pretty much like, there's a lot of views that I've taken, I've I
Ah,
absorbed, and
I saw that. Yeah.
I kind of had to sit. That's what I was saying. Like, I've been doing it for a while, so I had to sit and I dug through all my church stuff. And some of my church
Mm.
stuff it was related directly related to women. It wasn't being ignorant and somebody being stupid. To me, is the same thing. I'm walking away from both of them.
Yeah,
I'm walking away
I
from
hear
both
that.
of them.
Mm. I hear you. I hear you on that. I really
So
do.
like when it comes to like you said, something that might warp the mind, like legit these dudes is saying, nah, I need me a foreign, I need me a
Mm.
red bone, I need, you know what I mean? That
Mm.
it also, it came from it came from like this weird era where people still think a fucking red nose is a dog. There is no such thing as a red nosed pit bull. So that's why I'm just like,
So, can I ask a
yes,
question?
ma'am.
Being from London, yeah, what is the difference between a high yellow lady and a red bone?
That's what I don't even know. I didn't even know I didn't even know what slim thick was 3 weeks ago. I just found out. Hi, mama. I live. So when I hear I need a red bone, I'm like, what is that? Just that's like she's yellow. That's what I'm like. I guess like that's what my ex was. I don't know. I was like, I didn't care. I just know she smelled good and I like the way she felt. What do you want me to say? Like,
But that's, to me, that's how it should be. Like, if you, but do you know what? In saying that, I think I'm being a hypocrite, because I am now in a space where I'm like, but I know why. I'm like, I'm not going out with, well, my next partner is going to be a dark skinned, highly melanated man, and I've made this choice because that is actually my preference. But throughout the years, I have always been with fair skin or mixed race men, because those are who gravitate to me most. They give me the most attention. Those are the ones that approach me. But I've changed the narrative, and I am doing my own picking, so to speak, because that's a whole nother topic as well. Women um choosing men instead of men choosing women, because I remember somebody said to me, oh, you really like light skinned guys, don't you? And I said, Not particularly." And they said, but that's all all your partners have been like. And I'm like, yeah, but they choose me. And they're like, but what about what you like?
oh,
And I
I'm
really
hearing
had
this
to
from a
sit
different
there.
perspective though.
Oh, really?
Yes, ma'am. And I might
Talk to me.
I might feel like that's because you're a little bit older. That's not how it is in the world right now.
Ah,
Women
oh,
are definitely the ones doing the picking, and the guys that are doing the picking are only the spiritual ones that don't want to be in relationships right now.
break that down for me.
Hmm?
Like that. What do you mean, the spiritual guys?
Well, the spirits see a majority of these women hurt like hell,
Mm-hmm.
and what they're trying to do to obtain what they're trying to obtain, and it's fast work. And no, don't try to do it like that, because like a bashing kind of way. When I want to lead with love, And how you lead with love, you definitely have to remove yourself from a lot of the bickering that people do and be like, nah, I'm not with that. And that's what I remember we was talking about how us black melanated people period need to come together more. Is we always talking about, oh, this is my struggle, this is the struggle, and yeah, I'm like, all right, chill. None of that even matters right now.
It's not a competition.
Yeah, it's like we're not in competition at all, and we'll definitely be feeling like that. But that's what I'm saying. I've separated myself, so a lot of these views that people are kind of jumping into, I don't have them. I don't even feel them. They don't even resonate with me. Oh man, need to get their act right, man. Dude, excuse me, like. How about we? You know what I mean? That's what, first I'll think that it's a chakra blockage because you're sitting here bashing men because one man was bad to you. And I was just like, but at the same time, we create our own scenarios. Make sure your sister is mad at yourself first, because that's what normal people do.
Yeah, no, real talk. No, that's what evolved people do.
Right.
Evolved people that's dedicated to their healing and taking responsibility for their stuff. Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. But
that's the only thing. I don't think that the way you said the power wheel was currently in that state anymore.
Talk to me about that.
That's one that's definitely on the up and up as far as power and it's no you. That's like you may have felt like the men chose you, but can still be considered the same way. But it's not enough. It's not enough men. If we're being honest, the real good men, just like the real good women, is a very selective few. Very selective. Like you said, okay, only light skins attract themselves to, like that's the only ones that tend to talk to me.
Yeah.
But that's on like that's generally how that would be your karmic type, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Because that's not what you're going for. That's what's going for you.
Yeah.
Therefore, you're not even initiating anything. You didn't manifest. You know what I mean? You didn't speak anything in existence. You didn't say no. You didn't. You know what I mean? So then, if you think about it and you sit and you're like, okay, what happened in my life? And you can honestly be like, oh, okay, it's because I let this specific person in my life and I decided not to remove them.
Don't do this to me. So what are you saying?
I'm sorry.
You giving me homework? You saying you're giving me homework? So is that something that I need to go and attend to?
I mean, could be.
Well, damn.
Because that's not the only thing. Like it gets hard because everything that you would like will be the same exact thing that you don't need in your life. And that's why people don't realize. And that's why I say it's not called like a karmic tie. It's not called. It can legit just be. That's who resonates with you. But that's why I'm like, energy is a big deal. But that's what I'm saying. Like your energy is supposed to be a reflection of who you are. So if you feel like you're giving off this certain kind of vibe, you're definitely giving off this certain kind of vibe. But that's what you're gonna get back. So if you feel like it's a lot of evil, if it's a lot of negative, that's exactly the same energy you're gonna get back. And that's why I tell people now. I'm like, I'm learning, and it's taking me a minute, but I'm understanding. I'm understanding it to the point where it's like karma. That's why I was explaining to the mother of my children. Karma is like it's like a scream tank in Monsters Inc. And every time you have a situation where you mix with somebody else and you not mix but vibe, you communicate, you interact. Every interaction that you have with an individual, negatively or positively, fills up that tank. And therefore, that's where the overspill can happen, no matter if it's positive or negative. But if it is, then it's in abundance.
Overspill. What's the overspill? Explain that to me.
Spill would pretty much be one of two things: either something abundant happens because of the karmic good deeds that you did, or the complete opposite. Whatever you were working on crashes and burns. Thank you.
Because of what you, because of
your interactions. So remember, karma is positive or negative. It's both, or it could be one. When you do good deed, it's like doing a good deed. Do a good deed, it's pretty much getting a brownie point. You what? I'm on the phone. What happened? It's not a good thing to wear a mask on a hunt. Oh no, you're gonna sweat. And then that's what was like. So then on the opposite end, let's say you get into 3 arguments, cuss somebody out, then hang up on somebody. That's karmic tie. That's karmic energy being built up right there.
So then, okay, so that is what you're referring to with the overspill. So that
Correct.
will accumulate. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah, okay, agreed. Yeah, I get that.
But that's what I'm saying. The overspill would technically only happen with the abundance, and less with the karmic, because the karmic is continuous. It just happens. That's what I'm saying. It will happen legit in that moment, and it can continue to happen and continue to happen and continue to happen. It's not gonna build up.
Does that relate to types or people being attracted to you? Yeah, you attracting a certain type. How does that tie in? Just so I can fully understand.
So your karmic type can tie in because it's the term karmic relationship. It actually means like it means giving you the necessary energy or interaction you need to help better yourself.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be used to change something in your life for the better. And then if you don't, that's when the universe will send another thing, that exact thing, just in a different body. With a different face.
Agreed.
But it'll make you feel the same way. That's what I'm saying. I can. It's all in my life. That's what I'm saying. I'll tell you the stories. I had a couple Scorpios. I was like, I had a couple of these. I had a couple Tauruses. However you want to say it. I was just, oh hell no. Like, I was like, you gonna ghost me like that? Just like that, you know what I mean? It'll be so hard. It was so hard for me not to like compare. And that's why I was like, at one point, if you don't work on yourself, you get bitter with it.
Right.
That's what I'm like, we already, it was like another deep topic we need to discuss is how people don't cleanse themselves after having sex with too many people. But we're not gonna get into that today.
Oh, come on now. Preach it. Yeah, that can come after celibacy, because that would make sense.
Oh no, I'm just preaching to the choir right now, baby. We good.
I thought your feet were hurting because you're stepping on.
Oh no. I was saying ooh because I was preaching.
She's cute. She's sweet.
No, that's my baby, just like me. We hype. we just hype.
She's got you. She was bringing out your water, then she was checking to see if your feet is hurting. She's cute.
Right. Dad, you okay? I get that all the time. Dad, you okay? I'm like, yes, baby. I'm fine. But that's when like it get kind of rough because people don't pay attention to those things. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you've gone quite. I think it's my phone. Do you know what? I think the screen, when the screen locks. Talk for a sec.
Hello.
Yeah, when my screen locks, you go really, really quiet.
So you can go into the settings and turn off the screen cutoff settings.
Let me do that right now. But yeah, we will talk about that topic. I think, look, I'm gonna write it down, because that is definitely for the next, so we don't forget. So we can talk about that for the next one. So cleansing after multiple times. And you know what? For me, with the celibacy thing, it is about learning what my love feels like, giving my love to myself, and learning the levels to my love, learning myself and embracing myself, and just what knowing exactly what I'm giving, because to give it to myself, I know exactly what I'm giving to someone else. Do you know what I mean? And I
Facts.
know how valuable and precious and sweet it is, because I felt it first hand. Like, spending time with myself, I'm fucking funny. I've got vibes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fun to be around. I'm easygoing. I'm relaxed. There's a lot that I've learned about myself by just spending time with myself. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really creative when I am channeling that energy back into myself. Do you know what I mean? Sexual energy is manifestation energy, creative energy, because it's there to procreate, to manifest. So when you pull that back inside yourself, it's like there's no limits to what you can actually create. Do you know what I mean? And then from there, I'm not settling for less than that, the energy that I know that I can give myself and that I possess. I'm not settling for anything less. Do you know what I mean? But I wouldn't have been able to identify that if I hadn't have gone through this process. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like it's necessary, you know.
Definitely, Nicole. So split the fries. Some of them are mine, so don't eat all of them. Split them up in. So that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if I want you to touch the fries. No, it's only one. It should be only one. Oh, did she split them? It should only be one fry in there. I don't know. Maybe not. That's why I said it might just be one large fry. If it is, don't eat all my fries. Put some. Like, you get a little handful. She get a little handful, and then you put the rest to the side. All right. Or not a little handful. You know what I mean? That's enough fries.
You're cracking me up, you know. You're cracking me up. No, you don't. You might as well do it, because
Oh no, she got it. No, she
yeah.
got it. Yeah, trust me. Yeah.
Okay, because if it was
No,
me,
yeah.
I would eat my dad's fries, 100%.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah,
yeah. No.
yeah, I
She
really
she
would.
she. My baby loves to share with me. She wouldn't do that to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet. But then now you're making me feel like a shit daughter. But okay, fine. I'm
Because you
joking.
want to be a little fatty, eat all your
Yeah, do
dad's
you know what I
fries.
mean? Literally, and I would
I'd be
do that to
like,
this
save me
day.
some. No.
No, it would be, because I'm like, well, you know, I like them. You know what we call them,
I
chips
don't know
here.
how
You
to
know I like
share.
chips. Yeah. I know you want me
That's
fed.
Sarah. That's what like my shit. I feel like Sarah's not gonna share with anybody, including me. She's gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good, Dad."
You know what?
What?
If you give Sarah a sibling, then Sarah she'll learn. She'll learn to do that. She'll learn to do that. Because my eldest is quite
Hey.
mean.
You said your oldest is quite mean. Oh, that's probably another topic we need to discuss. How do you talk to the kids about dating? Because I haven't told my daughter.
Oh, okay. So I'm in full swing with that right now, you know. So
Man.
I'm good. I'm good to have those types of conversations, because I'm having these types of trials and tribulations right now are very real in our household. But I'm very. Oh, did she say thank you?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, what an adorable darling. But I have these types of conversations with my daughter all the time. But you know what? My communication style is, I'm very honest. Sometimes I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but it's just how I am. And what I've noticed with myself, I function best as as a parent, is recognizing the type of person that I am and not acting outside of myself. Because when I try to act like something I'm not, like what I
Right.
think the right thing to do is, it just ends up going all wrong, and I end up just being pissed off about it because I tried so hard. Do you know what I
Right?
mean?
Yeah, tried to thug it out.
Yeah, and now I'm just angry because then I'm angry, and it's just gone wrong because I was trying to be nice, and now I'm cussing everybody. It just doesn't make sense. Let me just be myself,
Oh
and
man.
that's just it. Do you know what I mean? So
I
I'm just
mean,
very.
that's beautiful. I'm learning that with all
Mm,
aspects, to be honest with you. Like you said,
mm,
learning when to not go hard, learning when to not say
mm,
something,
right,
because it's like you will easily as human beings feel disrespected. That's why I said we need to learn how to kind of not take things to offense.
right.
And but that's why I like the way I'm doing things, because if I'm being, remember I said it, jokes aren't really, I'm learning a bunch of stuff that's beautiful and it's real. Jokes aren't really jokes. Because I don't know if you remembered that post, but that one had me rolling.
I
Because
can't
it
remember.
was like,
I can't
I
remember.
was like, because there's so many people. That's I'm like, I'll say something and instantly somebody get butt hurt, and I'm just like, bro,
Mm.
like that's your deal. That's
Yeah,
clearly
that's your
that's
stuff.
clear. That's clearly
Mm.
something that you have a problem with right now. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing I can do about that. But they'll bring that to my post and call me childish or say something about me. You know what I mean? I'm
Oh,
just like,
really? On your
oh
post?
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I would
The
give
one that I
zero
said,
fucks about
the
that.
the one that I said about the FaceTime, and I felt like I was just
What
like,
did you
nah, I
put?
feel like you a catfish. The girl
What?
was like, oh, you're childish.
What did you put?
I
What was the
put I
post?
put I put I put if she don't call you
Mm-hmm.
or send you a video with her lips and the words synced up, I think she a catfish.
With the lips and oh, really? Do you really? Do you think that?
No, it was a
I
joke.
think I'm naive. Oh, okay, it was a joke.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was just a joke.
Because if that's the case, people could catfish me all day long. Shit. But okay, cool, cool. As long as,
But
but she
yeah,
said
but that
it was child. But I know a lot of
yeah.
people that are like that. I was talking to this woman the other day, and she was like, "Yeah, nah. If a man doesn't FaceTime me, like I'm gonna cut." And I've met him, because we were talking about like online dating and stuff like that. Because that's not really my thing. I'll be honest. Only since lockdown and the corona stuff have I really started interacting with people on the internet. I don't really trust it. I'm so old school, but I think it's because of my age. So she was saying to me, like if she's like, you don't need to be guarded like that, but you just need to basically what you said, just video them and just make sure that they're genuine and stuff like that. I was like, I'm okay then. But I don't, that's not like a necessity to me, but I get why it would be even if it wasn't a joke. Do you know what I mean? I get why
Oh,
after a certain time you'd want to see someone. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you couldn't meet
oh
them.
well, correct. I talk about they. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So
Mm-hmm.
it either happened to me previously or once upon a time, but you will never know unless I tell you. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing is, I'm so good at my storytelling that you would think a story to me happened last year or 2 months
Mm-hmm.
ago or last week, but that shit
Mm-hmm.
happened 5 years. It happened 5 years ago.
Right. Right.
So I definitely, that's something I have to pay attention to how I speak or what I say, because that's what I'm saying. People be offended, and I'm like, man, that wasn't even about you.
But it
But
doesn't matter. So what? So what?
right,
That's
that's what I'm
their
like. So I
business. You gotta stay
exactly,
in your truth. Stay in your truth. If that's how you run your thing, and you want the girl to FaceTime you or whatever, then that girl,
bruh,
let
for
her go about her
real.
business. She doesn't need to
Hey,
FaceTime you. She
hey,
doesn't
you,
appreciate that. If that doesn't
Miss
resonate with
Princess.
her, 100%. I haven't
You know
got
how
time for
quick I
people like.
was. You know how quick I was to almost said you. Oh, she had tagged another man, right?
Oh
And I
what?
was, yes, I was so quick to say you tagged this man like I give a fuck all on my posts. I look, but my thing was I didn't want to put that energy out there because this woman, she was just like, oh, I like your energy, and then go into, oh, you're childish, and then tag another
But
nigga in the
she no,
post.
she can't no, but she can't no. I don't play those games because you can't come and call me stuff on my post. I would because that will make me tell you something about yourself, because I don't appreciate that. If you don't like it, you can make a little comment, but don't be disrespectful. Because to me, she's been disrespectful. Why is she calling you stuff? Why is she calling? She can say her point. She can articulate herself and say, "Oh, that's not necessarily true," or whatever. She can articulate her point without being offensive. Because you didn't at her in that, you didn't tag her in that, you're not referring to her, so why has she taken it personal to now come and
For
insult
real.
you? I don't respect that type of behavior, to be quite honest with you.
No, and but my thing is, I left it there, and that's what I'm saying. People, like you said, you kind of admire how I kind of do my social media now. I post and disappear. I don't give a fuck. I come on what I want to and disappear. That's what I didn't even see your comment until the next day, and that's because I legit was trying to dig through the comments. This is like,
but I only said it because you said prior, oh, how come nobody's telling me?
thank you.
Can't
Yes.
even tell me about this. So I was like, hold on, let me scan his stuff. But come on, man, you're posting stuff, beautiful pictures. We don't care about no spelling. Nobody ain't really looking at that. We know what you mean. We know what you mean.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess
we're just here to celebrate you.
Don't see, and everybody on my page, legit, from a Christian probably to somebody that considers themselves an atheist. You know what I mean? All on my page. So then when I have, I'm just expressing what I view, and I tell people I view myself away from myself now. I don't. Oh damn, I'm fine. Woody woo. I like, damn, Naeem, like what's going on over there? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? So as I'm seeing it, legit, like, or you look like a god, or thank God, and I'm just like, damn, like, you know what I mean? It's people that's gonna feel some type of way about it, and I'm just like, because people make posts considered, or and I'll see it, and I'm like, why? Like, why don't you just let people be people?
Exactly.
Why?
But
It's an opinion. Like, it's okay to have an opinion. I understand it.
And that's your truth, and that's your reality, and you're living in that. And people don't understand that there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't even have to agree or disagree
At all.
You're emitting your own frequency. You are living in your truth by posting whatever the hell you want to post. Why don't people go and post whatever the hell they want to post and live in their truth? Because I guarantee if they did that, they wouldn't be so pressed about what you do. And that's what the problem is, because they're living through you. They're like, oh yes, he does this and that resonates with me. So when you do something that doesn't resonate,
and then it's like, that happened. That happened when I first started posting, and I was like, funny one. I had posted. This was right before I took a nap, so I had got off work, came home, and I was just trying to be funny on Facebook. So I posted some Pop Smoke lyrics, and the Smoke lyrics was light skin, and that's that. I need your number. It was literally just lyrics. It was lyrics to a song, but it was like the girl was like, what about her spirit? What about her this? I legit,
not today.
I woke up out of my nap to that, so I had like a big ass attitude because this girl was like, I don't like that, and I'm like, I don't give a
literally, then I'm not for you. Yeah, I think people think that others care too much, but then that's my point. If she was living in, because that wouldn't have to bother her if she didn't give a shit about you or what you did, but she clearly does a bit too much, because you don't care about her opinion.
I didn't even know
you're
her.
being yourself. Now that's the thing. We tell people, oh, we want you to be yourself. Just be yourself. Be honest. Be truthful. Say what you really think. Just be open. And when people are, oh, no, I don't agree with it. No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't think like that. You shouldn't. Fuck all of that. Just be yourself. People they ask for honesty. They want people to be open and honest. And this is an issue. I used to host an event called Ebony Love. And it was basically about intentional dating between Black men and women. And it was just given some episodes we had dear men, some episodes we had dear women, and it was all about truth and just unapologetic, women being unapologetic in their truth, men being unapologetic in their truth. And what I took away from that was men were saying, look, you ask us to be truthful, you ask us to be ourselves, and when we are, you complain about it, you want to argue, you don't accept it. And so what we adopted was that a woman could ask any question she wanted anonymously, we'd have it in a bucket, the men on the panel would answer it, but the woman couldn't debate, she couldn't debate with it, she couldn't ask too many questions after, she had to learn to accept whatever answer she was given, because that's what she asked. So for me, that kind of changed my perspective and made me be really mindful in myself, even more mindful in myself, that if I'm asking someone to present themselves to me as themselves unapologetically, then I need to be able to accept that. Do you know what I mean? Or only gravitate towards people you know, that resonate with me. Like I only want people like this and this around me, and just go for them. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not like that. I'm happy with anybody who is their self, whatever that looks like. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my
Whatever that looks like,
gosh.
as long as you're yourself, I think that's beautiful. You can be around me. I was talking to someone about that today. That's why I have such a vast range of personalities and friends around me, because as long as you're honest about who you are and what you're
Yeah.
about, you can come
Yeah.
around me. You can be around me. Some
Mm-hmm.
people around me more than others, because just obviously sometimes their lifestyle doesn't resonate with mine, it doesn't align with mine, so it kind of limits how much time I can spend with them. But
Right.
I'm happy for anybody to just be themselves, and I think mental health, you know, people suffering from mental health, the cases would be a lot less if people felt free enough to just be an individual and to be themselves and to just express freely without caring too much about what anybody thinks about it or what anybody says. Because ultimately I think we're here to vibe on our own frequency, we're here to give that's what we're here for, to give our spice to this life. Do you know what I mean? And anybody who has an issue with that has an issue because they're not doing that themselves.
Well, or we know that there's a group of men that are always gonna feel like they're in the back seat, and we're talking about like fathers that feel like the mother has a little bit of control in a situation when it comes to like kids or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really feel like they can, you know what I mean? That's only those are the men that silence themselves more than any man. The men that
Hmm.
the like that's like the man that accidentally got that woman pregnant and he don't really want to marry her, but he does anyway. Or
Mm-hmm.
that strong black men that, you know, express themselves and their concerns with situations, and I'm looking at it and I'm just like, damn, you know what I mean? I try to understand it from both sides,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like one to be emotional and one to be logical, and that's right there. That's the energies fighting each other. If you want to be honest with you, like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Right there, right then and there, it'll be the energies fighting against each other. One to be more of the emotional aspect, and want to be more of the logical, masculine aspect, and they just end up clashing. But that's when, like, it's just back to dating, like we to the celibacy dating, because then we
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't run into a lot of these issues. Because I feel like a lot of these talks
Mm-hmm.
should be had. You know, a lot of these talks should be had. Kids, how would you raise your kids? Oh, I don't know. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have kids yet. No, you should already know. You know,
Right.
you should you know what views you're gonna instill in your in whoever, you know, you have siblings. So something like you'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
tell. You'll be able to tell from like family or whatnot, or like family. That's why I peep family issues. I peep everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll take all of that into consideration. So that's what, like, for me, that's what I'm gonna have to chop this up all the way. But to go back
Mm-hmm.
into like
Fucking
the
hell, it's a
dating
long time, innit?
question, Yeah, it was like back into like the dating question. When people see me, okay, I have 2 children. They trying to figure out if I have 2 baby mamas or not, or one, or if she even there, or if she, or you know what I'm saying, that. But okay, I take that same aspect when I'm dealing with women. Okay, is the father around? What's going on? I really want to know what happened, because my situation, you can talk to mother, you can talk. That's like you can talk to the mother of my children, and you know, that's like people will be like, they bad, they evil. I've heard it all, but I've literally seen a man play 5 women at the same time. All of them have kids.
Right.
He's sleeping with all of them, and none of them know. So it's like I've seen it. Like never done no crazy shit like that because I was too afraid of getting multiple women pregnant, and that's all like that.
Right.
So I was like I wasn't with that, but
Yeah, that's traumatic.
I will take just like I see it. So I was like I'll take that situation. No, let's flip it. All right, what's really going on in your situation to where it's no communication? But that's what like normally that's on it's sad because honest. If I'm and then she pregnant and then that's what I'm like, and he just crumbles and be like, nah, I don't want none of this no more. Like I'll fuck all you know what I mean? Fuck all of it. It was like like fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, I'm gone, I'm moving.
Yeah. And there's nobody to hold him accountable or to even support him. In that journey either. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's important for men to do what you're doing now and being honest, because usually it goes into a back and forth. Like even on my post today, I haven't had a chance to respond, but this guy coming and talking about, because I said about integrity, like just being honest about your intentions, and he comes along and he's like, oh yeah, but women should shoot their shot. Why most men are faithful or honest or whatever, women should shoot their shot. But I was like, okay, cool, but that hasn't got nothing to do with this post
at all.
at all. And then he comes back and he's like, yeah, but I see most of these posts nowadays, well, I think he's referring to on my page, are about men. And it's just like, yeah, so fucking what? Does that mean that you don't tell the truth? Why are you deflecting? Do you not know men that are not integral, that don't say what they want? Do you know what I mean? Or lead women on? It doesn't help when we do this back and forth competition thing, like, oh, but women do that. Oh, but that doesn't help.
No.
It's dismissing the issue. So when you're actually being real about stuff and you're a man and you made the statement that you just said, like, I've seen guys play 5, like, that's real. But a man, most men come along and they're like, oh no, you be negative, you're putting men down. And it's like, I'm not. I want the black family to be a thing again. I want us to be solid. I want us to,
come on now. We can because I listen to so much music and I feel like there's so much toxic shit in our music. I don't listen to toxic songs anymore. Like I'll name 2 songs right off the bat. Fabulous got a song. He got a song with I forgot what the song. I'll send it to you, but only wanna be with you. Gotta keep it real with you. Can't leave you alone. And I know, but I can't let you go. Thank you. That song itself is him talking about having a wife and a woman at home, but he messing with a whole nother woman.
Do you know what? I've never really clocked a song like that. Thank you. Thank you. It's a toxic song.
We about to go deep with it, and then that was in the early 2000s. We about to go recent with it right now. 2020, YG has a song he just put out, and he goes and I think he goes something like my baby what he say, my baby mama pregnant but you still fuck me. He said something, I must be lucky. He's like, oh, pretty much just he's bragging on being able to still get whatever he wants, but got his whole baby mama pregnant and females still want him. Like, and that's what I'm like, and if I'm not mistaken, he had a whole falling out with Kalani, and I thought they was cute together, made a whole song and everything, and I still vibe to the song. But he cheated on it. He did her. He
Oh,
did her.
God.
He did. You know, he did her grimy. That's almost like, and we sit here and act like that shit don't be happening. Okay, I get it.
Mm,
And I was just like, but I'm gonna be honest. If I did any cheating, I was already because I was done with the relationship.
mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm.
mean?
So,
I was already done. I was already out. I didn't really give a fuck if she. That's what I'm like, and I was like, if women normally already know, and they'll say something,
mm,
and niggas just be like, nah. You know what I mean?
mm, mm,
Nah. They just be like, nah. And that's what I'm like, well,
mm,
that's me being honest. And that's why I was telling the mother of my children, like, it's some shit that I'm gonna say. You only gonna be able to hear it through the podcast. I ain't gonna tell you. And I
mm.
was just like, but
Was she okay with that?
uh, my thing is she had to be because
Mm-hmm.
I made it so. But that was because
Mm-hmm.
that's because some because you already know dealing with certain people, you still get blockages. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's certain people that you care about them, or not. That's what I'm saying. It just depends, and either you want to say something or you don't. I care about her enough to say something, but like I feel like what I'm gonna say is not gonna be, you know what I mean, it's hurtful. So I'm trying to make sure I say it in like the bluntest way possible to enhance masses and not direct it at my personal situation to make that's what I'm saying. I'm already gonna tell enough of my personal situations for people to feel some type of way, and I don't give a fuck about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I feel that's quite liberating though. I feel
for
you're
me it
setting
is
yourself.
for
Yeah. Yeah. For you, exactly. For
yeah,
you.
I
But you
feel
know,
good.
yeah, but there's nothing. I, do you know what? I had kind of an epiphany today. I was in the gym and I was thinking about like everything, like parenthood, just everything, like my soul purpose, spirit, what we're here for. And I think we are here to realize that we're supposed to be selfish but in a healthy way. We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to evolve to a point where we're like, do you know what, my message and my experience and me honoring myself is actually necessary to my existence. It's me honoring myself, and without doing that, I'm not being authentic. I'm not being true to myself. And doing that actually inspires and encourages people around you to do the same. So although like your loved ones or anybody who's previously been in a relationship might not like it, I think it will inspire them to dig deeper within themselves and walk in their own truth, whatever that looks like. They might not do a podcast, but they just might start moving different and just start being more honest about things and themselves, because that's what it does for me when I see someone being unapologetic in their truth and in who they are. It reminds me that I need to do that too. So I don't think there's anything wrong with you're not being malicious. You're just saying, like, I'm just being honest. I'm just talking about my experiences. I'm talking about my life. Because you know what? It's your fucking life. It's your life. Yes, they're involved in it, but it's yours.
Yeah.
It's your life, and they've got theirs, and they're free to do with it whatever they want to do. If they want to go and talk about, their experiences or whatever the case may be, or whatever, then they can do that too. We all have to live in our truth. So and I think love, when you really love somebody, you want them to do that, whatever that looks like, because even sometimes that means that you're not so involved in their life when somebody's living in their truth and doing exactly what they want to do. Sometimes that means that you take a back seat, but when you love somebody, you want them to do that. So her I wouldn't say allowing, but understanding that this is your journey and this is what you've chosen to do and this is what makes you happy, and she's not causing any.
Uproar. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, like I
but you
respect
said
that.
it. You said it right off the bat, though. But you already have the mindset that is needed that I acquired recently, as of
Mm,
recently, and that is being able to love with no expectations. That's what I call it.
right. Yeah.
Um, um somebody can't tell you, like, that's what I'm like, I can tell somebody I love them and not want them in my life anymore. I can tell somebody I love them and not want to be with them. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, people try to tell you how your love should be, and that's an opinion too, because that's based off of whatever they whatever, you know, however they were raised with love also. But that's what I'm like, I didn't grow up with a lot of love, so I definitely understand it. But I'm saying I can love that. That's what I'm like, I still care about some exes. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what I put on Facebook, that shit is real. I felt like I damn near lost a twin. Was it a twin flame or a twin soul? I felt like I lost one. Like, that's what I'm like, it might not it was a lot of fighting. That's what I'm saying. It could have been a soul tie. I don't know what it could have been, but somebody that so honest that I couldn't even help but try to be with them. But they couldn't, they were so honest with themselves. That's what I'm saying. They stop being with other people.
Oh,
But I was
right.
just like,
Okay.
but people are so honest sometimes, you'll just be like, damn, you're living in your truth. I just want to be in your world. So that was my thing. I just was cool with being in her world. But then I wasn't okay with the disrespect, because I was dropping her off at dudes' houses that she was sleeping with, and I didn't even know until she said it. You know what I mean? So after I felt like I was being too nice, that's when I took a step back, and that's when people know. That's when normally most of the people that I was with, they noticed my light, they noticed what I was able to do, and they were trying to push me to that, and that's the thing. You can't. I see that post all the time. Like, I'm not loving a nigga at his. I'm not loving a man at his lowest no more. I'm not loving a man at his lowest no more. Because then he gon', you know, you gonna build him up, and then he gonna leave you. That's a true ass statement. How about we flip that? You know, I go both ways with it. Like I said, I don't do no bashing, but I think of it both ways. So I'm like, cool. Everybody focus on themselves. How about
That's
you?
right.
How about you focus on yourself first? How about you stop trying to build somebody else up and make sure you straight, and then
Right.
in turn look for somebody else that is straight.
And you know, once you love yourself and you know what you want, you probably would not want to be with somebody that you have to do that with anyway. So that person can be in your life, someone that you have to build up from rock bottom. That person can, because you're looking for you're looking for someone that can complement you. You're looking for someone that can complement your life and enhance your life, and that you can vibe with. You're not looking for somebody that you have to build, because you're past the building stage. Unless you're building yourself and you're at that stage as well, cool, both of us will work on each other, we'll help each other, I'm there too, so why not? But if you have evolved past that stage, then you will understand who you are, where you're at, and what you have to offer this person. And if that is the case, you wouldn't want to be with them anyway. You could see the light in them. You could see that they're amazing. You could see that they've got beautiful potential. But then you'd keep them as a friend. They wouldn't even come into your mind as a potential mate, because you understand where you are and where they are completely, they're not compatible.
Hello.
Do you feel me on that?
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes you can feel like it might just not yet. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so if we, that's what I definitely, because I don't know what I want yet. You know what I mean? I haven't. I've taken, like, well, I'll say I've taken the time to write down some qualities that I would love in a woman.
Good.
But the problem is, you know, you got to figure out what you can compromise with, because you got to know in this world you're not gonna find everything. That's what like it. That's like you can manifest whatever you want, but you are not gonna find the perfect thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what like it's gonna be everything you wanted, but it's not gonna be perfect. So so when it comes to things like that's when I'm opening my eyes and I'm looking, and I see that's when I see what I like, a little, you know, a little, and not let me feel like I'm always the teacher. But
Mm.
that's what I'm like, I'll notice where I'm at, and I'm not, necessarily there yet, and I won't say anything. That's why I'm like, but I feel like you said, it's people that do that on both ways. Okay, I see you, you're not on my level yet, but that's what I'm like. I feel like if you're honest about it, then it just comes a lot easier,
Right.
as a like a conversation versus anything else. Because normally stuff like that don't even need to be said; it's felt.
Mm-hmm. And what I want to tell you in regards to your list, well done. That is amazing. That's necessary. And what I'd say on that list, because you're right, nobody's perfect. However, you've got to have a list of, on your list, a section that has non-negotiables on it, stuff that you're not going to negotiate on, stuff that you're not going to move on, that you
Correct.
cannot compromise on. And that's cool, because once you've done that, you know that anything that you are compromising on isn't going to affect your values, your core values, or your core principles, or anything that's kind of gonna kind of imbalance you. Do you know what I mean? Or compromise your authenticity or your truth. So yeah, I do that. I have a list. But I also know my non-negotiables, and I have a list. Like, for example, me going through what I've been through, um, a family unit, a strong, supportive family unit, is important for my partner to have. You have to have a family, an active family unit that are around you. That's got to be, that's a must for me. That's a non-negotiable. There's certain things that wouldn't be there if I hadn't been through the things that I've been through. And that's why I know that your journey is so it's just so important. You have to learn from all your experiences. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to keep experiencing the same shit. And rightly so. If you're not learning, then the lesson has to keep getting taught. You know what I mean? It has to, because that's
And
what
then
we're here for.
it becomes painful.
100%.
That's what I'm like, I got this. If people want to know I'm single,
Mm.
um, you get tired of saying the same thing over and over and over
Yep.
again.
Yep. You definitely do. It's fucking boring and traumatic as well. It
Like, but
really
that's what I'm
is.
like, you have to notice it though. That's what I'm saying. People don't
Mm-hmm.
be real with themselves. That's fine.
Mm.
That is completely fine, because I'm gonna notice it, and you gonna come my way, and I'm gonna be like, nah, shorty, I'm good. And you gonna feel some type of way, and I'm like, oh well,
And
I'm
that's the
sorry.
thing. Yeah, but then that's the thing. People get caught up in that victim mentality. Oh, why me? Why isn't it happening to me? I'm just not good enough. And rah, rah, rah. And it's just like, come on, man. Come on. Vibrate higher. Vibrate higher.
Exactly.
That. Just learn. Just learn. It's not no victim thing. And that's what's got me through my bullshit. Because people, I have a lot of people around me that are like, oh, because of this, I'm never going to trust anybody again, or I'm never going to whatever again. But I feel like those are the people that do not take responsibility for their part to play in however things panned out, or because we all have, sometimes the part that we have to play is entertaining the person in the first place. Sometimes that's our part. I'm not saying that we do anything drastically wrong, but we've got to take responsibility for the learning to sit well with us anyway. Do you know what I mean? There's layers to the learning as well, and that's the message I really want to get out to people. Like, there's layers to this, man. And the victim thing, you can't learn while being a victim. You can't. If you're being a victim, then just stay in that space for a while and just chill and just lick your wounds, and then come back to the learning, because you can't learn whilst having a victim mentality. You can't.
And then that's
You just finished listening to the Celibacy Dating episode on the Respect the View podcast. If you want to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, everything is Respect the View. Or you can look me up on my personal stuff at RastaDad9. And that's Rasta Dad 9, real simple, NYE. That's on everything. And I'll also be putting princess information up in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Peace.